Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Go F.O.C. Yourself. My name is Brandon. I am the co-owner of Variant Edition Comics up here in Edmonton. We sell comic books. We're mostly a graphic novel store. We did actually rebrand to Variant Edition Graphic Novels and Comics for a good reason, because holy heck, folks, this graphic novel business, it's pretty good, I hear. It's doing pretty well for us anyways. We're having a really good year. Very tired. Just made myself a meal. Definitely burned my hand. Because the thing that you should remember 2 seconds after you take a pan out of the oven, because you need to put the pan in the oven, is to not touch the metal handle with your bare hands. I mean, simple enough thing to do, right? Like, don't be an idiot. But then sometimes you're just like, you know what? To heck with you, world. I am going to be an idiot. Take that. All right, let's get to getting on damn F.O.Cs. I've had some plans. Thinking of changing up the format in the future. And I'm hoping it will stick. It'll be a little bit of a hustle during the week, but shouldn't take more time than I'm doing now, and will actually be pretty cool in general. So we'll see. All right. Boom. Let's share some stuff. There we go. Everything you see here is due for retailers on Monday. For customers, probably earlier than that, because if you're getting that stuff in last minute, retailer can't adjust those orders. So definitely contact your local comic store to see what your deadlines are. I know ours personally are Sunday when we close. Go through some stuff after that, and honestly, if something comes in afterwards, may or may not get it in the system. Generally, yes. But hey, maybe we're going somewhere. Maybe we're doing something. And then, no, you can't get that ordered. So, womp womp for y'all. All right, what does Image have for us here? We've got Primordial, Volume 1, Issue 1. From Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino, mind-bending sci-fi collides with Cold War thriller in the 6-issue miniseries by the best-selling Eisner-winning creative team behind Gideon Falls. In 1957, the USSR launched the dog Laika into Earth's orbit. 2 years later, the USA responded with 2 monkeys, Abel and Baker. These animals never returned, but unbeknownst to everyone, they did not die in orbit. They were taken, and now they're coming home. Heck yeah. This thing's going to be bonkers. "1961 was a good year." Got some good art on there. That's all the new stuff from Image. For Dark Horse, we got a new Hellboy BPRD one-shot. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to click through it, because at this point, if you're rocking some Hellboy one-shots, you know what you're doing. As a reader and as a retailer, just make sure your folks are covered. If your shop is a bit iffy on stock and you love your Hellboy, just let them know that you want it. The little bit of effort helps out with the orders quite a bit. IDW, I must say, I've been really enjoying Bermuda. The art in it is absolutely gorgeous. I understand why it took so long to come out, because it has been resolicited from when it was originally supposed to come out, but it's all coming out in quick succession. But like, boy, is that art gorgeous. And I'm hoping for an oversized hardcover or just a collection in general when it's done, because my goodness, I'm going to love that. It's a little bit of a lost world type of thing mixed with, I don't know, like just fun pulp storytelling, but definitely high energy stuff. And I love it. Dinosaurs, lizards, people, folks living on an island. Like, there's a whole lot to love about it, honestly. Wasn't much in terms of number ones for IDW. Eternals Thanos Rises number 1. There's a couple of basically interim one-shots that are coming out, because we do know that Eternals is continuing with this Ribic on art and Kieran Gillen as writer. But in the meantime and in between time, to go old school comics podcast on you, they've got a couple one-shots happening for Eternals. And Kieran Gillen is teaming up with Dustin Weaver, who I haven't seen in a heckin' time, but does incredible work. They worked on the S.H.I.E.L.D. series with Jonathan Hickman and did their own Packless anthology series at Image. That was absolutely wonderful, and I wish that I'd kind of done better for them. But you get some more Eternal story here. Very exciting about that, especially with Eternals coming out real freaking soon. Folks who are getting the ongoing might want to bug their local comic store about making sure that they get this, because it does apply. It's essentially part of the ongoing. Extreme Carnage Agony is continuing the Extreme Carnage storyline. Similar situation there. It is a series of one-shots, so let your local store know, especially just in case, because it's appreciated, and sometimes things slip through the cracks. So, making sure that you're on there is pretty big. Last Annihilation Wakanda features what Black Panther is doing while all of this Last Annihilation is happening in space. Basically think space, and not a spoiler at this point, Dormammu doing some space stuff, because being a dick on Earth is not enough, my friends. There's also the War of the Bounty Hunters continuing to happen. And there's a one-shot for F.O.C, which is how I am pronouncing that. You can't stop me. I mean, you probably could. I have weak little arms, and I am very tired. And it seems like a dumb thing to fight you on. I mean, it's a dumb thing for you to fight me on as well, truly. So, wow. Way to be that person. Wow. But also, you could take me in the fight. Wow, this week is going swimmingly. I'm going to hit like a swath of things that I'll need to stop and talk about here. But as we do, Dynamite does Dynamite stuff. Vampyverse is happening, which is basically like a multiverse Vampirella story. Got a few different covers, but I know the folks will want the Adam Hughes. That's just a thing that people like. Oh no, she upside down. What happened? So the Sonyaversal has been happening, so Vampyverse is happening as well. Gonna be weird, and it's from the writers of The Vengeance of Vampirella. So if you like that series, check it out. And retailers, obviously, if you have been selling that series, definitely let those people know about it. Berserker number 5 starts the second arc of Berserker. Act 2. Firefly River Run number 1 is one of the intermixed one-shots. How did Simon save River from the terrifying hands of Blue? The great lengths Dr. Simon Tan had to go in order to save his only sister River from her captors are finally revealed in this special standalone issue. Follow Simon's fall from grace as he risks it all and races against time to save River, even as she struggles to hold on to her sanity. The truth of River's life in the Alliance Academy facility. Brandon, what really happened to her there and the origin of Firefly's greatest sibling bond is finally revealed by writer David S. Boer from Kanto. My goodness, dude's getting around. He's also writing Killer Queens right now. And oh my God, Andreas Janolet. I'm pronouncing that wrong, definitely. From Runaways. Oh, the art on Runaways was so good lately. My God. That's actually really freaking cool. So, yeah, I like some Firefly stuff in general. And knowing a piece of the history is going to be really cool. As folks know, since there's not really going to be some other stuff happening in other media, this is official canon, my friends. Because he who shall not be named is also kind of co-producing these things. Eat the Rich, #1's getting a second print from the interior artist. Maw, #1, coming out. What happens when one woman becomes the real monster society has always made her out to be? Dragged by her sister Wendy to a feminist retreat on the remote island of Angita, Marion Angela Weber hopes to gain some perspective and empowerment that isn't at the bottom of a bottle. But everything is horribly derailed after an assault on their first night there. The violent encounter awakens something in Marion that she never imagined, triggering warped mutations in her body and awakening a hunger she can't bring herself to name. When the townsfolk react with suspicion and violence, what unforgivable act will transform Marion into the very monster they've made her out to be? A provocative 5-issue horror series by award-winning journalist and opinion writer Jude Elliott S. Doyle and artist A.L. Kaplan that explores the anger of women trapped by society's expectations and the reclamation of power through collective rage. Perfect for readers of Redlands and Something is Killing the Children. This seems like a very variant edition book. That's definitely going to be a thing that we're going to hand sell the heck out of. And knowing Boom, there's probably a preview PDF for us to read in our email. Brandon, wake up. Y'all liked hearing that, right? Of course you did, because I can't hear you. You can comment wherever you're at. Unless you're not watching this live, in which case, womp womp for you. Womp womp for you. I Breathe the Body is getting a collected edition. This is from Aftershock Comics. Was absolutely incredible. From Zach Thompson and Andy McDonald. A science fiction horror series about social media, big tech, and influencer culture. When the world's biggest influencer posts something irredeemably horrific online, the world changes in an instant. Now it's up to his social media manager and Stewart to fan the flames of outrage and create a sensationalist campaign that rewrites the rules of banned content. Thus begins a carnival of lust, revulsion, desire, and disgust, all for viral videos. Something that speaks to our modern times. Cannot deny that. The first collection of Marjorie Finnegan Temporal Criminal coming out from Garth Ennis and Goran Sudzuka. They've been working together well for quite some time. Now, this trade paperback, as it says, collects issues 1 to 4 and is exclusive to direct market retailers. Although I don't remember AWA getting deals elsewhere. They probably did. Probably Simon & Schuster, I guess. But yeah, half a series. They're probably not marketing that outside of here. Anyway, she's Marjorie Finnegan. She's a temporal criminal. And what more do you need to know? All right. All Marge wants to do is race up and down the timeline, stealing every shiny, gleamy, pretty, sparkly thing she can lay her eyes on. But her larcenous trail from the Big Bang to the 95th Reich. Ugh, that's 95 too many Reichs. Good Lord. Ugh. Too many Reichs. Get out of here. Has drawn the beady eye of the Temporal PD, whose #1 deputy marshal is now hard on our heroine's trail and taking things extremely personally. Where still Marge's worthless creep of an ex and his even scummier partner have seen an angle of their own in all of this, and they intend to use her time tech to change history for their own benefit. Marge's only ally, a guy named Tim, and he is just ahead. I mean, come on, what use is just ahead? It's a mystery that you can find out by reading Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal. Why only you can discover the secrets. Oh boy, and that's pretty much everything except for the Star Wars Insider F.O.C cover. I know that does incredibly well for a lot of people. And the previews exclusive edition. I know there's also a subscribers edition. Who bumped that? As you can tell, cat happened. Bunch of jerks. Am I still center? Not really. All right. We're heading up to Lunar. These batches are due on Sundays for folks who are with Lunar themselves. Though I know some of us aren't, including myself, this handsome fella who is through Universal. Universal should also be made a full partner in shipping. They are apparently by all measures way better than Lunar. I can say this because I've had relatively no problems at all. And holy crap, have I heard about nothing but problems from everybody else. Just absolutely silly. The first volume of James Tynion taking over the full reins of Batman, coming out in soft cover. Very exciting for folks who've been waiting on that. I know a lot of you have been. Also, the soft cover of Batman Last Night on Earth, the far-flung future story of Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo for Batman, as well as their second omnibus, which also collects Last Night on Earth. It just gets all of it in there. A nice, neat little package, just like packing it up real good. We also have Deathstroke Incorporated #1. After suffering too many losses, Slade Wilson decides it's time for a change when he's enlisted to work with the ages-old secret organization called Trust, who want to take down the heavy-hitter villains. He's all in. They'll supply him with an all-new team and resources for his new mission into the depths of the weirdest parts of the DCU, including a new partner, Black Canary. Wait, what? Enjoy explosions, kick-ass action, and new outrageous adventures as DC's meanest SOB gets tangled up in a major mystery building in the shadows of the DC universe. Ooh la la. The Far Sector collection is coming out. Oh my goodness. I know some folks who are so excited for this, myself included. 12 issues. The last book so far, anyways, in the Young Animal line. And a new addition to the DC universe that has actually been hanging out in the regular Green Lantern line. From the award-winning author N.K. Jemisin, whose work is My goodness, outstanding. If you love sci-fi, if you love high-minded sci-fi, my goodness, definitely check out M.K. Jemison's work. This pull for DC was incredible. Getting Jamal Campbell to draw all of it, also outstanding. I can't suggest this highly enough. It is just a ridiculously good read. The world building that's done here is outstanding. And if you love sci-fi in any way, shape, or form, definitely check it out. You don't even have to know a whole lot about DC stuff to enjoy it. It is just one of the best things that I've read, full stop. Where is my window? I moved it. There we go. The first issue of the Harley Quinn Pete Bang Kill Tour is coming out in print. Some of it's available digital right now, my friends. I highly suggest folks check it out because it's got some Max Sarin art. And Max Sarin is one of the best if you loved Giant Days like we did here. Giant Days, maybe one of the best comics of the decade. I do not say that lightly, and how dare you suggest it. Harley and Ivy on the road trip of a century. Following the wedding disaster of the decade, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy end up on the run from Commissioner Gordon and the GCPD. But as fun as that all sounds, Ivy still worries over leaving Kite Man at the altar. Luckily, Harley's got the perfect scheme to shake her out of her wedding day blues. Is it a lot of smooching? Is it a lot of banging, maybe? I mean, there's a lot in the title here. It is a follow-up on the animated series, season 2. For folks who have been able to watch that, I don't even know where it's available up here in Canada. Poor Canada. Cannot get their Harley Queens. I Am Batman #1 is the follow-up actually to issue 0, but it's got Olivier Coipel doing the art. Pretty, my goodness. And it's got Jace Fox actually taking the mantle and going out being the Batman. John Ridley providing that script. The good script. I will not be reading Soul. No, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I cussed. I'm so sorry. I have a button for that too. I can cover that up. Should have been ready. This is the worst solicitation. I yelled about it last week. It's really bad. If you can do a quick read, whatever. It doesn't explain anything about the story. It explains the feeling that the creators want you to have about the story, and also includes the absolutely banger line of Solar Flare's unique backdrop of the Aurora Borealis, similar to the Northern Lights. It is sure a thing, because the Aurora Borealis and the Northern Lights are the same freaking thing. Ridiculous. Who looked over this and was like, seems great. Get out of here. Worst solicit I've read. Seriously. That's not to say anything about the quality of the book. The book can be wonderful. But the solicit does nothing at all to sell the book. It just sells the idea of the book. It's not what you want to do. Not at all, my friends. The Aurora Borealis. Very similar to the Northern Lights. Fancy. Titans United, numero uno. The Titans face the greatest challenge, their own powers. Nightwing, Donna Troy, Superboy, Stargirl, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, and Red Hood kick off a thrilling new case that will lead one of their own to question not only their place on the team, but their very existence. I also yelled about this last week. This tells you nothing about why you would want to read this book other than you like the Titans. And that can be good enough. That's what DC wants. I don't think they do. I think they want just a little bit extra. So, maybe give a little bit in your solicits. Maybe connect with the story. Get that out there. I think that's a good idea. If you disagree, you're wrong and I hate you. It's harsh. It's harsh. I don't hate you. Admittedly, like I said, a little tired. Probably going to take a nap. I said that last week too. And I didn't take a nap after last week. Aquaman The Becoming. Coming out for folks like myself that are doing universal orders. Those are due this Thursday. So if you want any of this, you got to let us know. Now, some of the DC collections, I will say, you have more wiggle room. We order through Penguin Random House, and they have a bit more of a wiggle room on when final orders are due for them. Why? Don't know. I do believe, though, that they're the preferred dealer for their graphic novels and not Lunar or Universal. Aquaman The Becoming from Brandon Thomas and Diego Twig. Very bad. Should not try, Brandon. Jackson Hyde finally has it all. Mentors who support him, a community that loves him, and an honest relationship with his mother, and a cute new guy in Amnesty Bay who's caught his eye, and access to Aquaman's private training facility in Atlantis. Or, well, he had it all until that training facility and half of the Atlantean palace got blown up to Kingdom Come with Jackson in them. And now Jackson stands accused of wrecking the life he worked so hard to build. Aqualad's going to need all of his skills, wit, and cunning to prove his own innocence, let alone graduate from sidekick to Aquaman. We also have the Miracle Molly one-shot from James Tynion and Danny. Oh my God, the art's going to be so good. My goodness. That creator and Dan Waters are doing a Batman mini-series later this year that's going to be outstanding. They do Coffin Bound, which is one of my absolute favorites. We have these big prints at the store for Coffin Bound. We've secreted them aside. And for anybody who buys Coffin Bound, you might get a really big print alongside with it. I highly suggest you check out volumes 1 and 2. It's going to be a 3-volume series. They're going to get around to the last volume, probably after their DC commitments get paid, complete their story. Coffin Bound is very Sandman-esque, but with more of a crime angle instead of like a I Love Stories angle. Very good. Since Miracle Molly's explosive first experience in the pages of Batman, people have been clamoring to know more about the colorful transhumanist vigilante. Now the wait is over. The history of Gotham's latest breakout star is revealed. It's a story so secret that even Miracle Molly doesn't remember it. Discover what led a regular Gothamite to reject her past name, humanity, to embrace the promise of a blank slate, the promise of the Unsanity Collective. Batman series writer James Tynion IV teams up with rising star artist Danny to bring you all the way back to the beginning of Miracle Molly in this exciting and integral Fear State special. Because Fear State is running through the Batman books. Batman versus Bigby, a wolf in Gotham. If you know of the Fable series, well, a little piece of that's coming back right now in a crossover with Batman before Fables returns in the new year. I did love Fables quite a bit. Don't care much for the original creator, but these things happen. Art is art. And I will still adore Fables. I have not read any of it recently, so I reserve the chance to rediscover and go, oh, problems. But I had a lot of fun reading that book. It had the feel of the TV version of Sweet Tooth, where there's sort of like a nice fable-like quality to things happening, all while some dark stuff is happening. But you're kind of feeling good about it because it's like in in a palatable format. And hey, the Big Bad Wolf versus Batman. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. Good fight if you get it. Looks like we're going to have to be ordering our Wonder Woman Day product as a store real quick here. Very excited for that. Wonder Woman Day the first time around was one of our best days of all time. We will, of course, be playing things safe during the pandemic as we are wont to do. But just be aware, Wonder Woman Day coming up in October. Midnight Sky from Scout. What would you do if you discovered your son wasn't really your son? He may look like him, act like him, but deep down in your soul, you just know that he's been replaced. Then your worst fears are realized when the light hits his face just right and you accidentally see his true appearance for yourself. But he isn't the only one you discover. Your neighbor, your friend, even your husband. Do you scream? Do you run? Or do you fight back? And how can it be that your daughter is the best and perhaps last hope for mankind? Enter the dystopian world of the Midnight Sky, where the sunlight has long since faded behind an impenetrable atmosphere, leaving only the eternal darkness behind. And your best hope for survival is to trust no one. Featuring bonus. I stop when it starts being the Shelley stuff. It's story stuff. We're talking about the stories. So check that out. Similar-ish premise to Nocturna. I know Midnight Sky was happening a little bit before then, but sometimes there's just something flowing in the zeitgeist, you know? Suicide Squad, King Shark, number 1. From Timothy Seeley and Scottrick Collins. On leave from the Suicide Squad, King Shark and the unfortunate tag-along of Defacer get swept up in a mystical tournament for totemic animal spirits at the behest of King Shark's father, the god of sharks. Now, King Shark must battle brutal warriors like Queen Tiger, King Roach, Prince Manitoba, Princess Peregrine, and the terrifying Man King to finally attain his destiny and to make his dour dad proud. Love me, Daddy. Father. Why don't you love me, Father? That would be all of the DC stuff. As always, we're going to take a little wee trip into Pingwing Random House before we call it a day. There's 2 sections to be aware of because as they are beta testing their site, there's a couple different areas to look at for catalog stuff. Here are some things on Final Order Cutoff at Penguin Random House, including 101 ways to help the Earth with Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. That's actually pretty cool. You'll see the Batman Little Gotham calendar days, collecting some of the Baby Gotham stories in the all ages format. The Birds of Prey Fighters by Trade by Gail Simone is continuing the collection of the Gail Simone series. The first volume is still not in print anymore. Do that. There's a reason why it went out of print immediately. It's because people want that collected edition. The Magic Treehouse, still kicking it, my friends. There'll be the 2 graphic novels in 1 volume here. And some more. Narwhal on a Sunny Day. We also have Puppy Problem. Oh my goodness. What are them puppies' problems? Folks, you should have a robust all ages section at your store. I know we do, partly because holy freaking heck, it does some good for everybody. Are you not going to load? You should, though. You should load. If that's doing that, let's Let's see if I can do this in the meantime. It's the same. It's the same stuff. My goodness. What's happening? Maybe they have combined it. Maybe they have made it all work out. That would be nice. Or maybe it did a bad and didn't do the thing properly. Like, heck if I know anymore. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. As you can see, some stuff is happening right now. But the second Magic Tree House graphic novel is coming out. Hill House got that Lola Woods, the best, in my opinion, of the Hill House books. Magical realism, heavy on being some LGBTQ friendly, which is always good. So this part is always a little bit harder to show everybody because not all of it works. I know I skip a lot of the manga stuff and a lot of everything. And part of that is just because we're not really great at manga ourselves. You should all check out a lot of the manga stuff that they have to offer, including The Masterful Cat is depressed again today. Someone was bringing up that a lot of manga titles and everything is getting a lot longer. Part of that is IP, but honestly, part of that too is now we've explained to you the concept. The Masterful Cat is depressed again today. Do you want to pick that up? Do you like big girls? Do you want to pick that up? That type of thing. Cookie and broccoli, play it cool. Do you want to pick that up? Babies might. And by babies, I mean the youths, the wee bairns, who are going to be the future of this industry. Get them all connected. Cookie and broccoli ready for school. Some Marvel stuff coming up. Get yourself some of them collected editions, including Beta Ray Bill by Daniel Warren Johnson. My God, did that sell well here. You can see this is Canadian price here. Yeah, you have to do math now instead of the other way around. Have fun with that. Figure it out. You weird goons. Hawkeye collection, the all-in-one soft cover. Very exciting to be able to put that into folks' hands. As well as the Doctor Strange Omnibus. I know Danica got the 2 hardcovers. Now it's coming out in an omnibus. She really enjoyed that series. She's not a huge superhero fan, so that was really cool. The X-Men Omnibus number 2 coming out. Of course, there's a lot more happening. All right, you know what? That's going to be it. Oh yeah, nailed it. Before 4 p.m. That's my goal, so that I have a wee bit of time before I head off. Pick up lovely partner, Danica. She's the best. Sorry for everybody else looking for the best, but I nailed it. And I'm a weird dork, so good for me. Y'all gonna find your perfect. Some of y'all have, and that's great. But if you haven't, it's gonna happen one day, unless you're a ding dong. We didn't pop that up today, but don't be a ding dong. All right, nap time I think is gonna be a good idea. Nap time and then a bit more work. Thank you all for watching. We will talk to you again soon. Bye. Bye.